was a day of rest, and we'll have to see where it goes from here. But likely tomorrow is usually Thursday is usually a red day. We'll see if we get any sell off or not. And then Friday usually trends higher. So you know, probably not get too used to an opportunity here to short pretty hard because I think they're gunning for a goal, and I think that goal is 241. Get to the R1 pivot for the year, and then we'll see what Yellen has to say. But I think she already is equivocating a little bit about March, and the rate forecast went down for them to raise in March, and Trump's talking about being a better steward of the budget deficit. So we'll just have to wait and see. But you know, it's amazing. I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the market to break, and then retest that break, and then fail before we get any aggressively short. Because I think it's just gonna chop us up until then. And speaking of what's getting bid all the time is look at Nugget. Nugget sell off pretty hard, and when Yellen got a little dovish here, it bid it back, and so we'll see if the miners get a bid. They sold it off pretty hard today. Another stop sweep. SPY, like I said, was just flat as a pancake today. Down 19 cents on the day, and we'll see if there's a break. If it breaks, it's gonna excuse me, it's gonna break down to 230 and hit VWAP, or it could just consolidate here and let the VWAP come up to it. And if it does that, then we're likely to probably take off higher. So we'll have to see. And we're already building our momentum back up here. Look, it looks like the way it's tracking. Probably by Friday. What a surprise. GDX the same, a bounce. I just was reluctant to put a buy signal on. I want to see if there's any follow through on that, and if they're going to still try to keep working the miners down here into the Yellen meeting. Financials flat. CHK is getting interesting here. It's all the way at the bottom of 10% below its VWAP. And natural gas is getting a bid here today and yesterday after it sold off hard. And so this is something of interest to me. I want to see if we get a turn back higher, but it might be a nice play for 30 or 40 cent move here. VXX, pretty flat on the day. They had it popping again and they sold it down to even. Emerging markets, it's people are bidding it, so it's just kind of grinding higher like with SPY, which is unusual. I thought it would work in opposite of SPY, but I guess because they don't believe Yellen and maybe everything is going to go up. It's EEM's following it. NAK still in the grips of the short sellers, and it's hitting some support here. And just bear in mind, like a month ago, it was trading between 175 and 210. So, they took it down here pretty hard. But if you're in it and you're patient and you're willing to add to, then you need to take a shot here. When it gets oversold, and bring your basis down by taking a rip higher. UNG, we bought it today 660, and it looks like it's put in a bottom here. We're rolling the contract, and then we'll see where this goes. But I'm looking for this to climb back up. It's way outside the VWAP lines, and I think it's going to come back into it. UVXY, we talked about vol. It gave us another sell signal today. We bought puts on it, and we'll see where this takes us. These might be just quick hits here for a while, but whenever it gets overbought, you always get paid, and we got paid today. Made some money on UVXY puts. IWM is it's been consolidating now here for the last week, so not really moving like SPY has been, and that could be a bit of a tell. And if this thing rolls over, maybe this is the one to go. This is the one I'm watching to definitely put TWN on as a trade once I think we can get a trend the other way. GDXJ bounced off the VWAP, and like I said, I'm just going to wait and see here if they try to sell it down again. Twitter, nothing interesting on that yet. I'd like for it to get a little bit lower to do another swing on it. Southwestern Energy is the same as Chesapeake, the same as natural gas. I think as natural gas prices firm up, SWN will move up with it. I'm just watching and waiting for the buy signal. XIV, we day traded it again, and we made our 1% on the trade, and this is like 7 in a row we've done, and just taking a profit at 1%. Try not to be greedy. You could have made more if you were following it, but we're trading other things, so just set a limit and took the profit and walked away. And then I dovetailed with our UVXY puts too. It's the most consistent trade you can be part of until this market breaks and changes direction. XLE is falling out of bed. Probably look for a double bottom here. And, it could probably fall down to mid 70. Dust, is a great place to short it when it hit the VWAP and sold back off. So, maybe now it'll trend down a little bit, but whenever it gets overbought, you're going to get paid to short it. You can just see it every time it gets overbought. You're getting a couple dollar move in there, so you should be able to make a couple $100 to $1,000 depending on how much leverage you put on it. First Majestic, we got stopped out, and it stayed below our stop. So interesting to see what's going on with that. Maybe they're chasing all these small cap miners, or somebody that has them really wants to get out. So we'll have to wait and see for our next buy signal on AG. Gold, we're in IAU, and we're in it, we're profitable, and it just keeps grinding higher. So I think they know something. So if you're an IYR, I think it peaked today, but now with Yellen getting a little bit dovish, the IYR could turn right back around again and go higher. XLK, what a beast. It grinded a profit again today. It gave a sell signal, and then it still went higher. So just watching it now really for reference for what the market's going to do. Gold we talked about. Silver, same. You can't keep silver down. That's why I'm a little surprised at the miners. I wonder if it was just a raid. Silver is moving up again, and they couldn't keep it down for one day. And so this bodes well for the miners if we can hang in there without these big stop sweeps that are happening right now. Same with SLW. Got stopped out of it yesterday. I didn't enter back in yet. I'm waiting. SH, you probably need to build a position in it, as I said before, because at some point here soon, the market will crack. I mean, we're probably within 3 or 4% of a major top here, and unless you're just buying now, and if you have a lot of good capital gains on your stocks, you may want to think about starting hedging, get some protection in there. And SH is a good one without any leverage. Oil, it's just amazing. It just up and down, up and down, up and down. It's just futures traders that are making money, but they just punished these hedge funds that went long $1 billion in contracts, and they whacked it again today. So we'll see. I'm waiting to see which way this market will break. Below 6, it's going to be a pretty good fall. Above 630, then we're going to new highs. So we'll see. But right now, and it moves so much around. I was thinking about trading it, but I don't like it. It's so gappy. So we had a little bit of a sell down in biotech, but it looks like just a retracement. We've already got the momentum already is resetting, waiting for the money flow to reset too, and then I think it'll be another move higher on it. Unfortunately, MOS, we're in MOS, and it looks like it reset again. It's just in a tight range too, and ag chems is something trading and long-term hold. Talked about that. Discretionary was up again, pretty funny since nobody has any. Dollar took a bit of a hit here once Yellen gave her minutes, and we got to break that VWAP line, the dark blue line, and get this thing moving down so we can get our metals and miners to start moving higher. Drip, if you have drip, probably a good place to take some profits, or at least set a stop around 15 or so, and wait for the retracement to jump back in again. TWM, I'm going to wait for a market break before I re-enter again. It's just chop, 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 and I'm just tired of the chop on it, so I got to wait for it to for the market to break so we can know that we can get a sustained move here higher. Coffee, we took our profit in coffee. Now we're waiting for it to reset, and looks like there's an opportunity for this thing to come back higher again here pretty soon, maybe even tomorrow or Friday. DBA, just flattish right now. So Israel Chemicals is it's at the bottom of its channel, but it seems to be no interest in buying it, so just kind of holding off. If you're interested in it, this is a good one to just tuck away, but at the absence of any buy signal on it, I'd probably get more interested in around 410, 415 on it. CRK basically sold down that whole pop it did a month or so ago. Now probably needs to wait for natural gas too. SILJ got a good bounce here at the end. The low today was 54, and then see if it's going to roll back up to VWAP. And we had a bounce in FXY, which gave support to the metals and miners. BIS, if you're in it, just be careful right now because everything's now overbought on it. And, these leverage trades, once the underlying starts moving the other way, this will lose value pretty quickly. And SRS looked really interesting this morning for a buy. In fact, we had a buy signal on it at the open, and I just didn't trust it had a Yellen, so I waited, and good thing because it's already selling back down again. And wheat's interesting. It bounced off its VWAP, but it's getting overbought, so I just want to see what money flow does. But it might be a quick trade here for a couple percent. I didn't get in the last trade on sugar. I just had one trade on it so far this year, and I'm just kind of watching it yet. But if it gets down to the 44 area again and resets, I'll probably take another shot at it. Waiting for JJG to climb over the VWAP and start moving higher again. Corn's kind of flattish right now. XLG, the funding source for the averages, actually was pretty flat today too, And the last little candle was red. You don't see those too often on this chart, that's for sure. And this has to break in a meaningful way for us to see the market starting to turn down. VIX popped, sold down, a little bit of a bid at the end. And I'm going to go back to that one sec. Excuse me here, I'm tired. I've been trading since 3 this morning. Looking at the this line right here is this is the wedge that's squeezing right now. So if we break over 12, I'm looking for a decent move higher on VIX. And then let's see if I marked it. Yeah, the measured move is to 20. So we'll see if that comes. Who knows? But if it does, that would be a nice move higher. The market will probably be selling off. And then we'll set ourselves up for a nice UVXY and XIV trades shortly thereafter. VVIX was flattish today. Well, not really. Sold down towards the end, then flattened out. And then back to Nugget. So anyway, that's my whole thing. I'm pretty light right now. I just have some miners. I'm day trading mostly right now because the market is it's just so weird, and I want to short it, in terms of some of the ETFs, but it's still grinding higher, and I guess I'm gonna have to just wait to see an obvious break in the market and let them retest that break and have that fail, and then I think that's where I'm gonna make my trade. Anyway, Bob from Trade Genius, you guys have a great day, and I'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.